Hi guys, Ivan and Susan here from Vloggers on the Loose. This might sound like a real weird video, but we're actually doing a video on suburbs in Perth that have actually dropped in price, because Perth hasn't dropped at all. Perth has just gone up and up and up. But these suburbs, there's actually 15 of them, guys, and 15 suburbs have actually dropped in price. Now, some haven't dropped by a lot, but they have dropped. We're in a suburb over here called Salter Point, guys. Now, Salter Point's got a lot of nice, it's a rarely mentioned suburb. It might even be on the list, we don't know yet. But we'll go for a walk along, because it's on the river. There's the river over there. So we'll go for a little bit of a walk, the Canning River over there, by the way. And we'll go for a bit of a walk through Salter Point, and then I'll let you guys know which suburbs have actually dropped in price in Perth. Now, this area, this suburb here, is quite nice actually. Never ever been here before, guys. Never been here. But I think we have mentioned it once or twice in our videos. I think it was in the hot crime areas, where this one is pretty close to those areas, but it's not actually a crime area over here. So I reckon it's cheaper in these areas that have dropped. The experts are saying it's cheaper to buy now in more than a dozen Perth suburbs than it was 1 year ago. So those are the suburbs that we're going to talk about. So it's quite a pleasant day here in Perth today. It's going to reach about 30 degrees, guys. So apparently these 15 suburbs that we're going to talk about are experiencing a price correction after hitting unsustainable highs in 2022. So the prices went a bit too high and they're just coming down a little bit. So inner city and near city apartments are selling for $100,000 less than they were 10 years ago. So if you're into inner city, these are apartments, by the way, we'll get to the houses in a minute, and those suburbs, you can pick yourself up a bargain in apartments if you're into an apartment. So a lot of these suburbs, inner city ones, are Subiaco and West Perth and East Perth. They've actually all dropped in price. So if you're after an apartment, I've seen some good 2x2s actually for in the mid 500,000s, guys. These are apartments, so not a bad price actually for 2x2. But anyway, we'll get to these suburbs over here that have actually dropped in price, and we'll start at number 15 and work our way up. So number 15 is a suburb called Stirling, and we have talked about Stirling before. We've done a video on that actually. Look at these beautiful houses through here. This is Salter Point, by the way, that we're in. And Stirling is only 11.5 kilometres north of the Perth CBD, and that's dropped 1%, so it's not much, but it is a drop. And so the median price in Stirling now, with that 1% drop, is 950,000 Australian dollars. Coming in at number 14, guys, is a suburb called Medora Bay, and we also done a video on that once. Medora Bay. Medora Bay is a coastal suburb. It's quite a distance from the CBD. Have a look at that house, guys. That there's actually a tennis court in front of that house. The synthetic court over there. Pretty cool. And then they've got a soccer goal there also. Have a look at that. So everything's quite miniaturized there, the tennis and the soccer, but the house is absolutely massive. And there's nothing in front of these houses, guys, except the river. Check that, that's the river there. And they haven't actually grown big trees yet, so these people have got good views. The big trees over there, so those other people haven't got the views. But the river's smelling nice. I can smell the salt air, beautiful. Anyway guys, number 14 is Medora Bay. And Medora Bay is 66 kilometres south of the Perth CBD. Now that suburb has dropped 1.5%. And the median price over there now in Medora Bay is 640,000 Australian dollars. Coming out number 13 is actually a suburb close to this suburb, Salter Point. Number 13 is a suburb called Como, and we have done a video on Como. Now you might be able to pick yourself up a decent apartment out there also off, because or unit, because Como has got a lot of units in that suburb, and Como is only 7.5 kilometres south of the Perth CBD. Now the prices I'm giving you here, guys, is actually for houses. So the median price for a house in Como now, with a drop, because it's dropped 1.6% over there, the median price now is 1,082,500 Australian dollars. And this one here, at number 12, I don't know why they've included this in the list, but this is more of a country type suburb, I guess. It's a suburb called South Yunderup, and South Yunderup has dropped 1.9%. So number 13 is South Yunderup, guys, and that's 82 kilometres south of the Perth CBD. It's actually 15 kilometres south of Mandurah, so it's quite a long way out. That's dropped 1.9%, like I said, and the median price over there now is 525,000 Australian dollars. So if you like something a bit further out, Mandurah way, look at South Yunderup, because that's dropped in price. So guys, what do you think of this area? I think it's quite nice actually out here. Very, very peaceful. Look at the river. You can see there, there's a few trees, and then they just got scrub over here again, and the trees start up again, so it's a hit and miss thing if you're going to get a view or not. Guys, coming in at number 11 is a suburb that's 20 kilometres north of the Perth CBD, and the suburb is called Madley, and the prices there have dropped 1.9%. So you can pick yourself up a median price over there for a house is 666,995 Australian dollars. And Madley's 20 kilometres north of the Perth CBD, like I said. Guys, the next one at number 10 is a suburb that we did do a video on, and I didn't think much of it out there. I mean, the beach is beautiful out there, so is the pub out there, but a lot of the houses were very run down, and all the gardens and the shopping centre was run down, and I did have a bit of a whinge about that suburb. Well, guess what, guys? That suburb has actually dropped in price. So I was correct. It hasn't dropped much. It's 26 kilometres north of the Perth CBD, guys, and the suburb's called Mullaloo, and it's dropped 2.6% in value. And the median price now with that drop, because I'm giving you the median prices with the drop, with the percentage drop. So The median price now is 920,000 Australian dollars. Look at that, guys, just a bit of a, I don't know, the rivers sort of flowed into there, and it's just made a little sanctuary there for wildlife, for birds and that. Anyway, number 9, guys, Woodlands. Rarely mentioned suburb, 10 kilometres north of the Perth CBD. And that suburb has dropped 3.2%, guys. So the median price there now, it's only 10 k's north of the Perth CBD. And that suburb has a median house price now of 1.21 million Australian dollars. So we'll move up the list here. Another one, we've done a video on this one, guys, very close to the city. Look at those houses up there, guys, on the hill. And then down below, yeah, you've got a couple of blocks for sale. 3 blocks for sale, 1 sold. There you go. We'll walk down here. This is supposed to be a little lookout point over here. So we'll head down here. So number 8 is, we've done a video on this one, guys. It's called Mount Hawthorn. And beautiful old houses through Mount Hawthorn, very close to the city, 6 kilometres north of the Perth CBD. That suburb's dropped a bit. That suburb's dropped 4.7%. And there's a lot of restoration work going on there in Mount Hawthorn on the old houses. People are restoring them and doing them up and that, and making them look quite nice, and just bringing them up to the old style that they used to be in the day. So the median price in Mount Hawthorn, guys, is 1.21 million Australian dollars now. And coming in at number 7 is a suburb that we also done a video on, and it's a very, very beautiful suburb. That one's dropped also. That's a suburb called Bicton. Now, we done a video on Bicton, and it was a real nice suburb. And that's 16 kilometres south of the Perth CBD, guys. So if you've got some spare change lying under your mattress, you might want to have a look at Bicton, because the median price over there is 1.305 million Australian dollars. And Bicton has dropped 5.4% in value. Coming out at number 5 is a suburb also on the river. It's also a southern suburb. It sort of borders, but it is a southern suburb. It's close to the airport also, guys, the suburb. It's called Ascot. Rarely mentioned suburb, but quite nice out there. So Ascot is only 9.5 kilometres south of the Perth CBD. And Ascot has dropped quite a bit. That's dropped 8%, guys. And the median price out there in Ascot now, with the fall in price, or in value, is 810,000 Australian dollars now. So there's a couple of northern suburbs coming up now, guys, because a few people want to know about the northern suburbs. So a few of our subscribers want to know. So coming out at number 4 is a suburb called Floriat. Look at that, guys. There's a crab over there. I don't know if the camera can pick that up. So it's not a big enough crab to eat. It's a bit small, but nevertheless it's a crab. So Floriat comes in at number 4, and beautiful out there in Floriat, nice suburb. And Floriat's 8 kilometres, guys, from the north of the Perth CBD. And Floriat's dropped quite a bit. That's dropped 8.3% in house value out there. So the median price now in Floriat is 1.715 million Australian dollars. So we're moving up the list here, guys. We're at number 3. Good suburb, this one. Nice old houses out there also. Not too far from the CBD. Reasonably close to the airport though. Close to the river also. It's a suburb called Guildford. Now Guildford is 13.2 kilometres north of the Perth CBD, and the house prices over there are quite reasonable now, guys, with the drop in value out there, because this suburb's dropped a whopping 11.3% in value. It's close to a lot of good shopping and restaurants and pubs out there in Guildford. Nice spot. So the median price in Guildford now, with that price drop, is $735,790 Australian dollars. Guys, we're getting up to the close to the pointy end here. Have a look at that, guys. That's a jellyfish over there. Can you see it? Look at that. Those things are massive near Perth City there, the Barrack Street jetty area over there in Perth City. You can see them, and also out Fremantle Way in the river. They absolutely get massive. Up to the pointy end now, guys. Coming in at number 2 is another southern suburb. So these southern suburbs, they must have had price increases way too high, because they're all dropping. There's only a few northern suburbs in here, a handful of northern suburbs. Coming in at number 2, guys, is a suburb called Ardross. And Ardross is also near the river in the southern suburbs. 8.7 kilometres south of the Perth CBD, guys. That suburb has dropped 12.5% in value. And isn't it beautiful out here today? Look at this. Looks like we're on the beach. There's sand over here. But we're on the river, on the Canning River in Perth, Western Australia. And guys, this suburb has dropped a whopping 12.5%, Ardross has. And the median price now in Ardross is $1,050,000 Australian dollars. So guys, the number 1 and the suburb that has dropped the most in Perth, Western Australia, is actually the suburb that we're in at the moment. And it's quite a nice suburb. Salter Point it's called. And Salter Point has dropped a whopping 12.6%. Have a look around, guys. The camera will take you there on a 360 tour around here. And wouldn't you like to live over here with a 12.6% drop in value? Check under your mattress, you might have some spare change over there. Because Salter Point's only 9.5 kilometres south of the Perth CBD. There's good arterial roads through here. Manning Road is one of them. And Canning Highway, another one. And the freeway on the other side there. So gets you into the city and wherever else you want to go. So this is a pretty good suburb out here, very peaceful. Look at that, look at the river, it looks very nice. 9.5 kilometres south of the Perth CBD, and the median price now for a house out here is $1,425,000 Australian dollars. This suburb has dropped a whopping 12.6%. That's Salter Point taking out the number 1 spot in Perth, Western Australia, of suburbs that have actually dropped in value. So guys, that brings us to the end of the video over here. So what do you guys think of that? I thought it's quite interesting, because a lot of suburbs are actually moving up in price over here in Perth, and they still are. But obviously these suburbs that I mentioned had a price correction, so they've actually dropped in value. And Salter Point, what a beautiful spot. Really, really nice spot. So anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave some comments below for us. Tell us what you think of this price correction in Perth, in these suburbs. And don't forget to hit that little like icon. And we've also got a little PayPal thing on there, guys. If you want to buy us a coffee, you're quite welcome to. We'll appreciate a coffee. And don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. We'll see you in the next one.